Imagine waking up tomorrow and everything has shifted. Imagine opening your eyes and realizing that, in some inexplicable way, what you most desired has already begun to manifest. It's as if the universe finally heard your plea and decided to respond with full force. Have you ever sensed an invisible yet immensely powerful force operating behind the reality you perceive? What if I told you the key to transforming any area of your life is already within you, silent, just waiting to be activated? And there's more. In this very video, you'll discover how to access that key, how to unlock daily miracles, and, especially, the ultimate revelation that will be shared at the end of this journey. It's the most powerful of all, a revelation that can change not only your results, but your perception of who you are in this world and what is truly possible to manifest. This isn't just another explanation about the subconscious. It's a journey, an experience, a calling. Here, you won't merely learn. You'll remember. You'll feel. You'll reconnect with something you might have forgotten, something that has always been with you. But that time, fear, doubt, the words of others and frustrations have buried deep. But the time has come, the time to dust it off, the time to remember who you truly are. Because yes, miracles exist, but they don't arise from chance. They are the natural outcome of an invisible alignment between your deepest desire and the creative energy that flows through everything. And you're about to discover how to trigger this alignment, not just once, not by luck, but every single day. What would you do if you knew there was a code, a rhythm, a vibration that, when accessed, could alter the course of your days? And what if I showed you that this code is your subconscious, not as a vague concept, but as a living force that can be molded, guided, and awakened? That's exactly what you'll grasp here. But understand, we're not talking about empty positive thinking, nor miraculous formulas that only work for a select few. We're discussing inner science, energy, practical spirituality, the art of harmonizing with the life you truly wish to experience. Many believe miracles are rare, that they are random gifts unfairly distributed by fate. But what if miracles aren't rare, but simply misunderstood? What if they are like the air, always available but invisible to distracted eyes? What stops a miracle from happening right now, this very instant? And most importantly, what liberates this flow so it begins to pour into your life, effortlessly, without struggle, without desperation? In this video, we will delve into the depths of your inner power. We'll explore the sacred territory of the subconscious, not as an abstract theory, but as a real, living, pulsating space. You'll understand how your thoughts, feelings, and vibrations are like programming codes that imprint themselves upon this inner dimension, and, from there, construct everything you experience externally. But be warned, this is not a journey for those seeking results without transformation. This is a journey for those ready to shed old beliefs, old patterns, old fears, and take responsibility for creating, every single day, a new reality. Because when you change within, everything outside changes too. If you're tired of waiting, if you've tried everything and still feel something is missing, this video could be the answer you've been seeking. Because here, we go far beyond the surface. We'll talk about frequency, about inner imagery, about energetic alignment, about subconscious commands, about how to reprogram your mind so it stops being a silent saboteur and transforms into your greatest ally for conscious manifestation. And before we go deeper into this journey, I want to extend a special invitation. If at any point during this video you feel something awaken within you, if a part of you recognizes this truth that cannot be explained but only felt, click the link pinned in the first comment. There, you'll find an even more direct path to manifest what you want with consistency. A tool created specifically for those ready to stop dreaming and start living what they desire. Now, breathe deeply. Feel. Allow yourself to be fully present here, because what comes next might not only change your day, but open the door to a lifetime of miracles. The final revelation is approaching, and it has the power to turn the key you've been trying to turn for so long. Keep watching. Keep feeling. The universe is about to respond, and what you're about to hear might be exactly what your soul has been waiting for. Now that you're here, now that your mind has begun to open, I want you to imagine this. What if the world you see outside isn't the cause of your reality, but rather its reflection? And what if, instead of chasing things, you could be the source that naturally attracts them? Because that's how the subconscious operates. It doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't consult your logic. It simply executes what you feed into it, and that's where the secret lies. Because most people have no idea what they're feeding. They live on autopilot. They repeat thoughts that aren't theirs. They feel inherited emotions. They react to situations based on memories they don't even remember where they came from. They want miracles, but they vibrate scarcity. They want love, but they vibrate rejection. They want peace, but they live in internal war. And the subconscious, which doesn't judge, simply responds. It says, so be it. That's why so many people try, and don't succeed. Because they're trying to change what's on the outside without first clearing what's on the inside. They're trying to build with the bricks of the past, expecting different results. But it doesn't work like that. The subconscious isn't convinced by effort. It transforms with truth, with coherence, with emotional repetition. Have you ever paused to consider what is being planted within you every day? What do you listen to? What do you tell yourself? What do you feel when no one is watching? Because what you feel in silence is what you manifest, loudly. That's what creates the dominant vibration. And that vibration, more than any verbalized desire, is what truly shapes your reality. The secret of conscious manifestation isn't to desire strongly. It's to feel as if it already is. It's to dive so deeply into the desired state that the subconscious begins to accept it as real. And when it accepts, it commands. It activates pathways, encounters, ideas, inspirations. It's as if the entire universe begins to reorganize around you, obeying the script you've written within. But how is this done in practice? How do you transform this silent space into fertile ground for miracles? It all begins with a decision. The decision to stop repeating the old. To stop feeding thoughts that contradict what you want to live. Because every thought has a weight, a color, an energy. And often, you're telling the world what you want, but feeling the opposite. You say, I want to prosper, but you feel fear of lack. You say, I want to love, but you feel unworthy. And the subconscious, once again, responds to the feeling, not the words. Therefore, the first step is to feel what you want to live. Don't pretend. Feel it truly. If you want abundance, start noticing the details of wealth that already exist around you. Feel gratitude for what you have. Feel worthy. Feel part of the flow. And gradually, the subconscious will begin to register this new pattern as your new truth. And the universe will obey. But there's something even deeper, something few talk about. And this is where you need to be totally present. Because what I'm about to reveal to you can change everything. Most people try to manifest from the conscious mind. They make affirmations, visualizations, write goals. All of this is good. But if the subconscious is programmed for the opposite, these actions become drops in an ocean. You need to reprogram the foundation. You need to go to the root, and that root is always connected to an image you have of yourself. Yes, the true field of manifestation isn't outside, it's in the inner. Image you carry, what you truly believe about yourself, even if you don't say it aloud. And this image was built throughout life, with experiences, words heard, wounds felt. But it can be resignified. It can be rewritten. And when you change that image, everything around you begins to reflect that new version. So ask yourself, who do you believe you are? Someone capable of creating their own reality? Or someone destined to suffer, struggle, lose? Because the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. And to be in the energetic field is to vibrate, to feel, to embody. And it's at this point that the subconscious reveals itself as the master key. It's like a seed. Everything you plant in it blossoms. Everything. Even what you didn't mean to plant, but planted unknowingly, with words of fear, with thoughts of scarcity, with unresolved emotions. But the good news is that the seed can also be changed. You can rewrite your subconscious, programming, and it's not a rational process. It's a vibrational process. It's meditating. It's silencing yourself. It's observing yourself. It's feeling before acting. It's repeating positive emotional states until they become dominant. It's visualizing not as one who dreams, but as one who already lives. Emotional repetition is the language of the subconscious. The more you feel, the more you imprint. The more you imprint, the more you manifest. Now, if you feel this resonated within you, if you are ready to delve even deeper into this power that has always been yours, click the link pinned in the first comment. There you will find something that can accelerate this process. Something that will show you, even more directly, how to align your subconscious with what you want to live. It's an invitation for those who want to go beyond theory and see real results. And perhaps you're asking yourself, but why can't I maintain this elevated vibration for long? The answer lies in your emotional memory field. You have been trained to expect the worst. You have been conditioned to believe that a miracle is an exception. But this is an illusion. The truth is that you were born with the power to create, transform, and renew. And when that power finds clarity, the impossible bends. You don't need more effort. You need more truth, more surrender, more coherence between what you feel, think, and do. And that starts now, because now you know your subconscious is your true creator. It can be a silent ally or an invisible enemy. But in both cases, it always obeys. Always. And when you begin to guide it consciously, it becomes the purest channel for the manifestation of miracles. Miracles are not breaks in reality. They are the natural manifestation of an aligned inner reality. They are the reflection of a clean, open, prepared subconscious, a fertile soil that responds to what you plant with emotion and intention. With an open heart and an expanded mind, let's continue. Because now, at this very moment, you are no longer the same person you were when you started listening to this video. Something within you has stirred. A new understanding has been born. A new energy has begun to pulse. Subtle, yet powerful. And it is precisely at this point in the journey that miracles begin to manifest. When you allow yourself to be new. Because the miracle doesn't come to those who wait with crossed arms. It comes to those who vibrate differently. To those who rise above the world's noise and listen, in the silence of the soul, to their own truth. The miracle is the echo of an invisible choice. The choice to trust, even when everything says otherwise. The choice to maintain faith, even when the eyes cannot see. The choice to be light, even when everything seems like shadow. Have you noticed how most people live as if they are inside an invisible prison? They wake up, live, sleep, trapped by what they believe is possible. Limited by the stories they repeat internally, caged by fears they've never faced head-on. And when we talk about miracles, they laugh. They doubt. They think it's fantasy, because their subconscious has been programmed to survive, not to create. It has been trained to repeat, not to transcend. But now you know the truth. The power of the subconscious isn't just in manifesting money, relationships, or opportunities. It goes beyond. It shapes who you are. It shapes your identity, your vibration, your presence. It shapes the field around you. And the field responds. Always responds. That's why the true miracle happens within you first. It's a silent click, a certainty that blooms from nothing, a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. When you activate this inner state of fullness, the world changes. Not because it changed on its own, but because you changed inside. And this is where many get lost. They want to change the external world without touching the internal root. They want the miracle, but they don't want to transform. They want the result, but they resist the process. But it's impossible to live a new future with the energy of an old self. It's like trying to watch a new movie without changing the script. So, if you truly desire to attract miracles every day, you need to become one with that frequency. You need to enter the flow. You need to shed old identities, limiting beliefs, inherited fears. You need to remember who you are beyond all of that. You are not failure, not pain, not the difficult story. You are expanding consciousness. You are part of the creative field. You are a channel for divine expression. And that's precisely why, when you consciously align with your subconscious, miracles happen effortlessly, because you stop asking and begin to be. And to be is everything. To be is the verb of creation. To be is the language the universe understands. When you are, everything comes. And perhaps now you are asking yourself, but what if I still feel fear? What if I still doubt? And I tell you, it's perfectly fine. Transformation doesn't demand perfection. It demands presence. It demands the courage to continue even with fear, the faith to proceed even without understanding everything. The subconscious doesn't need shouting. It needs consistency, coherence, truth felt in the heart. And that's when miracles become daily. Not because something external radically changed, but because your inner lens was purified, your vibration was elevated, your field was re-signified, and you began to live from a completely different point of attraction. You become a living magnet, a miracle-generating field, a point of light that transforms everything it touches. And this is not an exaggeration. It's applied spirituality. It's the law of attraction in its purest form, that which flows, not that which forces, that which comes from within, not that which chases, that which is sustained by a new subconscious identity, and not just by temporary positive thoughts, because thoughts come and go, emotions fluctuate, but what is recorded in your subconscious shapes, directs, creates. And now you can choose to re-record. You can choose to leave behind the old programming of fear, doubt, unworthiness. You can choose to nurture new patterns, new feelings, new inner images. You can visualize with your heart, feel with intensity, and give thanks as one who has already received. Because deep down, you have already received. Yes, the miracle is already on its way. In fact, it has already been created. It's en route. All that's left is for you to align. All that's left is for you to make space. All that's left is for you to allow it. And if you want to deepen this path, if you want to reprogram your mind even more profoundly, consciously, and rapidly, click the link pinned in the first comment. There you will find a direct and revealing guide, a true map to transform the invisible into lived reality. Perhaps at this very moment, you are feeling something different, a sensation that everything can change, that life can be lighter, more fluid, more magical. Trust this feeling. It didn't come by chance. It is your higher self calling you home, to the center, to the source. You don't need to chase the miracle. You just need to stop running from yourself. The miracle happens when you find yourself, when you accept yourself, When you vibrate what you want to live, without doubt, without fear, without resistance. And that, you can begin now. Breathe deeply, feel, recognize the light that exists within you, and know, from now on, miracles can and will happen every day. You just need to remember who you are. Therefore, if this video touched your heart, leave your like and subscribe to the channel now. This helps this message reach more people who are also ready to awaken.